Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. I am the mental rapist Sean Jackson, and I am your NeWA World Heavyweight Champion. The reason why I'm coming to you tonight, being January 31st, 2014, is to put down a vicious rumor that has been started by the NeWA and Brad Batee. And that rumor happens to be that the NeWA has crowned a new World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm just here to inform each and every one of you wrestling fans worldwide that that is simply not the case. As of January 31st of 2014, I, the mental rapist Sean Jackson, am still currently the NeWA World Heavyweight Champion. Now, on January the 26th of this year, the NeWA had an over-the-top rope battle royal, and the winner of that match was Hard Rock Dave Steele. However, Hard Rock Dave Steele cannot be the NeWA World Heavyweight Champion because he never defeated me for the title. Now, the NeWA is supposed to be this very, very proud organization where the NeWA World Heavyweight title is won and lost inside of the ring. The NeWA World Heavyweight title is not supposed to be won or lost by proclamations of a third-rate hack owner or of a corporate suit. Now, that is exactly what the NeWA has tried to do. The NeWA has tried to proclaim this individual, Dave Steele, as its brand new World Heavyweight Champion. Well, Dave, if you want to consider yourself the NeWA World Heavyweight Champion, then you go right on ahead and you do so, because obviously I can't stop you. Unfortunately, though, the actual NeWA World Heavyweight title belt, the one that has been worn by Lou Thez, Harley Race, the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Lou Thez, you know, all of the all-time greats, all of those individuals that put the wrestling world on the map, that drove the NeWA to the top, the organization that actually was instrumental in the creation of the WWE, of TNA, of ECW, WCW, Ring of Honor, New Pro Japan. You know, the NeWA, the organization that was built on tradition, the tradition of winning and losing championship belts inside of the ring. The organization that I proudly can state that I was a part of. Not this cheap imitation piece of garbage that is being currently run by a third-rate hack that goes by the name of Brad Batee. Brad, you might say this is sour grapes, and it's not. You represent everything that is wrong with the NeWA. You represent everything that is wrong with wrestling today. You don't win and lose titles by canceling matches and then secretly throwing somebody else in there. Let me say, for instance, T.S. Jeremiah Woods, having him attack the champion being me, and then after the match is over with, you know, the match that was supposed to be canceled to begin with, and then claim this individual to be the world champion. Then to try to save face, well, you know what? Screw that. You don't cancel a match that you pushed for. You pushed and you poked and you prodded to make happen, then cancel it because your so-called challenger, being Spectre, was too chicken shit to face me. He fakes his own death, and then you want to come up with this little story about a contract dispute between you and Spectre that no one else in the world knew about, and then hire a supposed quote-unquote look-alike to come and take his place into a match that was canceled, hit me, knock me out, drag me up to the top of the scaffold, throw me off, and then call him a world champion? Brad, you know, I've asked this question, and I've asked it over and over and over again. Exactly at what point was this match even declared to be back on? At one point in time, did this match ever, was it ever declared a world championship match? Nothing was mentioned about it until after it was over with, and your promo guy, your announcer, calls T.S. Jeremiah Woods the world champion. T.S. Jeremiah Woods wasn't even on the active roster at that time. But it gets better. Oh, it gets better. Once you found out, and once the entire wrestling world found out about this little faux pas of yours, do you give me an opportunity to get my title back, the title that I never lost? Hell no, you don't. You let this T.S. Jeremiah Woods person defend my title belt. And I'll even go one better. You have him defend the title against Jonathan Darkstar, in which T.S. Jeremiah Woods allegedly gets jumped in the back, and lo and behold, all of a sudden, who is it that's coming out to face Jonathan Darkstar in this high-profile world title match for the most prestigious title in the world, the NeWA World Heavyweight title? Spectre. Then Spectre defeats Jonathan Woods. Jonathan Darkstar, and everything is back honky-dory again. Everything is back great. It's outstanding in Brad Batee land. Until my name comes up. I'm finally to get the rematch for the title belt that I should have never lost to begin with. Then, when I beat the holy hell out of Spectre, what do? You turn tail and run. You disappear. You leave the NeWA with no direction. Nothing. Why? Because that's the piece of crap that you are. That's the third-rate hack job that you are. You could, you know, the other individuals that had voting powers outvoted you. They allowed me to defeat Spectre, and you couldn't take it because that meant that one of your quote-unquote boys was going to lose, which is something that you just can't seem to handle. Do you realize, Brad, that every time that you are taken out of the equation, one of your boys can't beat me? But as if that wasn't bad enough, here I am, I post my press conference, trying to light a fire under somebody's ass, trying to get the rest of the roster back up to the standards that I'm used to with the NeWA, and what do? You strip me of the title. Why? That's a very good question, Brad, because I've been asking you that question for a very long time. And each and every time I ask you that question, you refuse to answer. And I know why you refuse to answer. You refuse to answer because you have no valid answer. That's the reason why that the NeWA used to be 16 regions. It used to be over 100 active wrestlers. Now it's just a little grease spot with barely 12 wrestlers. Barely. And you seem okay with that. You seem to think that, I mean, hey, because let's face it, The NeWA is nothing more than the old Puerto Rican the old PRA. A single company, Brad. A single company. You sat there and watched as 3 regions of the NeWA left because you were screwing over somebody else. Remember Sin City Wrestling? Do you? Do you remember Spike Staggs? Obviously you don't, because you're doing the same bullshit all over again. Screwing individuals over in preference of your own guys. Your own BACW guys. Let me ask you a question, Brad. How long is it going to be before you screw over Dave Steele? I mean, how long are you going to allow him to be your paper champion before you hand it over to Kurt Chavez or Spectre when he comes back? Because we all know Spectre's coming back. Spectre ain't gone anywhere. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's waiting to come back because I'm gone. Because let's face it, Brad, you know it and Spectre knows it. There's no way that they can beat me. Hell, Kurt Chavez knows it. I see that Kurt Chavez has come back. Why? Because I'm gone. Everybody, you and all your boys knew that as soon as you stripped me of the title, that I was going to leave. You knew it was going to happen. Well, Brad, let me explain something to you. If you're going to strip your champion of the title, if you're going to do it by proclamation, make sure you're close by enough to where you've got security there to be able to take the title from him. Because, Brad, you might have stripped me of the title by proclamation, but I still have the NeWA World Heavyweight title belt. The same title belt that was worn by Lou Thesz. The same title belt that was worn by Harley Race, by Buddy Rogers, by Ric Flair. I still have it. Now, if you want to put some replica title belt on your paper champion, Dave Steele, you go right on ahead. It doesn't hurt me a bit. I'll just go defend the NeWA title belt someplace else. You know, the real title belt. Let me see. I'm in negotiations right now with multiple organizations that would love to see the NeWA World Heavyweight Champion with the NeWA World Heavyweight title belt paraded around their ring. Oh yeah, it's true, Brad. And there's not a damn thing that you can do about it. Why? I mean, you can take me to court if you want to, but I'll just proclaim breach of contract. I was the world champion. I was never beaten for the world title in a world title match, but yet you allowed someone else for 2 months to defend my title. That's a breach of contract, Brad. Look it up. I'm quite sure if you talk to your attorneys, they'll inform you of it. Now, I know what you're going to say. Oh, well, Sean, I gave you an opportunity to come back. What? Gave me an opportunity to come back so that you could screw me over for the title for a 3rd time? No, Brad. No. You might be that fucking stupid. I'm not. No, me, myself, personally, I think that I can find several places I can go in order to make a lot of money. Defiance with Eric Dane. Sin City Wrestling, you know, where Drake Green, where Spike Staggs is, or better yet, hurt you really bad by going to the WEWA and William Tochi. Yeah, Brad, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. You know, you love picking fun at William Tochi, but I'm going to explain something to you, Brad. You are a 3rd-rate hack. Okay, you are nothing compared to William Tochi. One thing I can say about Tochi, he's never fucked somebody over. Never when I'm around. I've never seen it. But you know what? Word around the wrestling world is that you Brad Batee, have done nothing but fuck over a lot of people. You know, all you got to do, Brad, is go back and look at the NeWA World Title Archives, and you'll see a whole list of names, a whole list of former NeWA World Heavyweight Champions that are still active today. 1999 on to 2014, still active today, that are not in the NeWA. And I wonder why that is. I wonder why most of the mass defections have taken place with Brad Batee in position of authority. Think about it, Brad. You know, you might learn something. Then again, no, you're too fucking stupid to learn anything. There's no way that you're going to learn anything, because all you're going to do is the same thing that you've always done. Fuck everybody else over in preference of your guys and in preference of yourself. Because let's face it, Brad, I've never had to fake being somebody else in order to win the world title, especially in the NeWA. See, that's the difference between you and me. I've earned everything that I've ever gotten. I've earned it. Yeah, I've taken a few shortcuts in my time, but I've always earned my championships. Well, I earned the NeWA World Heavyweight title. I earned it back in July when I beat the shit out of Spectre. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still the NeWA World Heavyweight Champion until beaten for it. So, Brad, I tell you what, I'm going to find a place to call my home. Whether it's Sin City Wrestling, whether it's Defiance, whether it's the WEWA, whether it's any other organization in the world. You want the real NeWA World Heavyweight title? Then, Brad, come on. You bring it on. You bring on your best shot. Matter of fact, bring your paper champion. And you'll go home the same way you came, empty-handed. Why? Because, Brad, I am the mental rapist, Sean Jackson. And I am the NeWA World Heavyweight Champion.